up? Today we got our Drivelines Northwest two-piece driveline back from them, and we're going to go ahead and get that installed on the Silverado. We got to make a small mount that comes off the stock carry bearing mount because of the way our Atlas sits in there. It's at a higher angle than the factory transfer case would. So we're going to get a little bracket designed up in the engineering PC, plasma cut it out on the Bailey plasma table, and get that tacked together, and then we'll test fit it with the driveline, and then we'll pull that out, fully weld it up, stick it back on there, fully weld that to the cross member that's in there, and then we'll have the driveline mounted, and we'll be able to move on to the front Yukon 513s and the zip locker install. But before that, let's get this all buttoned up. So let's get started, guys. Cue the music. It's been a long day, guys. We've got a bunch of things accomplished. We started out this morning, Derek and Paul got here, and we started designing up a carrier bearing mount to come off the factory carrier bearing cross member, and it had to be raised up so that way it could have a little bit of elevation, because the Atlas transfer case brings up the rear driveline a little bit, a couple inches, so we had to make a little riser bracket to come off the factory carrier bearing cross member, as if this truck would have came with a two-piece driveline. Chevrolet just put that there in case the truck either had a single piece or a two-piece. So we made a mount that came off that two-piece, or that carrier bearing cross member, the OEM piece, and then we got that bolted on, and we didn't fully weld it all the way around because when we test drive the truck, if we got to change that, you know, a 1/4 inch to one side or something, we can. You don't want to fully weld things like that just in case. There's no reason to do it. After the test drive and we were satisfied there's no strange vibrations or anything like that, we'll fully burn the front piece of that in. And then in our next episode here, guys, we'll move on to setting up the Yukon 513s. We already had Capital Machine press on the ring gear on the Yukon zip locker. Our press is not big enough to do it. It's only a 20-ton press. They use a 40-ton press on it. So that's done and ready. The bearings are on the ends and ready. The whole Yukon rebuild kit's here ready. So tomorrow we'll work on that and we'll tackle getting that front differential installed. It'll probably take us a couple of days because you have to take it in and out several times as you're setting up the pinion depth and the bearing preload and all kinds of things like that. It doesn't just go right in. So we got to spend a couple days working with that to get the front differential right. Then we can finish up assembly on the truck. And then also we got to go to the dealership, the Chevy dealer, Paul and I, tomorrow. We got to make sure the brake pads that they have there fit in their calipers. I don't know why they can't. They want us to do it. I don't know. So once they know those brake pads fit in the calipers, he'll be able to order the rotor from that brake caliper, if that makes sense. Because Chevrolet, on the rear of these, it is the same rear axle on these trucks between a 2500 and a 3500, but the ring gear it's an 11.5 for a Duramax, and then it's a 10.5 for the 2500s and 2500 HDs. But they have a couple different options for brakes on the ends because all the hubs and the brake pieces are all the same, except the rotor's a little different on each one. So that's why we've had a little bit of trouble tracking down the exact parts that are needed for the rear. Because normally you tell the dealer my VIN number and they look up your parts, but this has an axle off of it off something else, so it's kind of a guessing game until you figure out the exact parts you need and get them on it, because there's no way to cross-reference that. So we're going to go to the dealer tomorrow and make sure that's right for Rick, and then he'll go ahead and pay for those, and then we'll pick all those parts up and we'll finish putting on the new AC Delco rear brake rotors, brake calipers, and brake pads. All OEM on the back, rebuilt. And then we'll move on to bleeding the brakes, filling up the differentials with gear oil, nice cheap gear oil for break-in, and then we're ready to take it on test drive. So we'll do that after, obviously, we got to get the front end done and stuff, but that's where we're at in the build. So in our next episode, guys, we'll get this front gear set put in, and then we'll move forward from there. So thanks for your constant support as always, guys. Please like and subscribe if you like the video. Hit the bell up there so you guys get notifications. Sometimes you got to click it and unclick it. You know, YouTube, it doesn't work perfect every time. But that's enough of listening to me rant, guys. If you watch till the end, say Pickled Rick, comment Pickled Rick. And if you guys like Cougar House Garage, you like what we do, check us out at cougarhousegarage.com. Check us out at Facebook /Cougar House Garage. And we are Cougar House Garage on Instagram, guys. Follow along there on the daily story and all the crazy projects. And we'll catch you tomorrow.